These are my first impressions of the islanders of the latest season of Love Island USA. First up, we have Jeremiah. I feel like there's room for multiple people to be the F boy of the season, but he definitely is, he's just pending. I mean, he is basically a self confessed F boy. He says that he is like three fourths recovered from being an F boy. And then literally right after that, he said that he cheated in his last relationship. And then starts talking about, you know what, I did a bad thing, it messed me up, but I made mistakes and I've owned them and it's made me who I am today. We know foolishness is coming from him. But I personally think it's going to be good entertainment. I think it's going to be funny. And I think he's maybe going to behave for the first couple of days, but then we're going to start to see some foolishness with him. Because even, the men were checking him to be like, they don't think it's genuine how when he coupled up with Huda, the other woman who wanted to kiss him, let's kiss on the cheek and keep it respectful. They were like, I don't buy it. And it seemed like he was offended by that. So, the foolishness is deep inside, and I'm sure we're going to see it come out of him. Then we have Yulissa. It seems like the Love Island community want her out first because she's a Trump supporter. But if I'm coming at this solely at an angle of a Bessie producer, I think she's good for the show. She's giving very much the fun, spicy, small Latina. She's definitely leaning into that stereotype. And I feel like, she's here to play the field. She's here to have fun. I don't think she's necessarily going to be a lover girl right off the bat. And I do like that energy because I feel like most of the time with the women, they're, putting all of their eggs in one basket from day one. Even when they say that they're open, they're clearly not. So I feel like we need some of this energy. And I think that she's providing it. But I mean, vote her off if you want to. But personally, I think she could provide good entertainment for the show. But I gotta hear from you guys. Do you care? Do you know? Is she out? Has she already sealed her fate? Let me know. Then we have Taylor. He's this cute Southern country bumpkin. And I feel like he's cute, but he talks too much. And he's like a bit too honest. Like right off the bat to Olandria, he's like, I like big bums and stuff like that. Like basically listing all the physical attributes that he finds attractive. Love Island, like that's kind of the etiquette of Love Island with some of the men. But it's like not all of the men are doing that. Some of them are being respectful. And it's just, I don't know, I find it a bit icky. Like right off the bat, like you're telling me, I like big bums and you got a big bum. Like, I don't know, that's just a turn off for me. It's just a bit too thirsty. So I feel like even though he has this kind of sweet demeanor about him, I think he could be thirsty. And Olandria definitely needs to keep her options open because I can imagine him going to Casa Amor and exploring all the other nice bums out there. I mean, is it a crime to like a nice bum? No, like I said, it is Love Island, but I don't know. I'm keeping my eye on him. Then we have Olandria. She's a baddie. She knows she's a baddie. But one thing I was concerned about is that in the opening, she was saying basically how, maybe she's healed too much because she cuts people off after the first red flag and maybe she should be a bit more lenient. And I was just thinking, no, honey, don't be a victim in this filler. But it seems like she has her wits about her. She's keeping things open. She's not just locking in on Taylor. So, I'm hoping there's going to be good things from a girl on this show. Then we have Austin. This is another one people don't like, another Trumpy Project 25 person. But in terms of Austin, he doesn't have much of a personality. He seems very boring. Poor Shelly has been stuck with him and she's trying to make it work. She's gaslighting herself, saying that, maybe they have things in common and pretending that his personality isn't dry as hell. I think there's a reason why people didn't pick him. I think it was only Shelly who picked him to kiss. But it seems like the other girls aren't really interested in him. Yes, he's tall, but, facially, it's not giving what the other guys' faces are giving. Personality, boring. I think he's going to be one of the first boys out. Regardless of his political views and people not agreeing with them, I feel like he's going to be one of the first ones out. Then we have Huda, who's our first bad baby mama. She's the first single mom, I believe, in the franchise, like in like a normal season. She's not disclosing her baby just yet. I'm going to know your guys' thoughts on that. I think I'm going to make a separate video on that. But it seems like she kind of has her wits about her. Maybe being a mother helps with that. She seems very cautious. I feel like it may be difficult for these guys to try and play her. So I'm interested to see how she navigates in the house. Then we have Ace. I'm definitely stereotyping him. He's a content creator from LA who dances on TikTok. And, you know, men who dance on TikTok, they have a bad reputation. And then he's from LA. On top of that, he's just on here to have fun. It's not giving serious. He's probably here to, gain more followers on TikTok. I don't think he's going to be taking any of these relationships seriously. And if he does match with someone outside, I feel like she's going to have to be a dancer so they can collab on videos together. But ultimately, I do think he's going to be entertaining. Foolishness is definitely coming from him. And I'm interested to see how it goes down. Then we have Shelly, and I feel like it's safe to say that Shelly is the resident baddie, but I highly suspect that she's a lover girl. And she's trying to hold it down, but it's coming out of her. Personally, I would love for her to play the field, but I feel like she is quickly going to become a one-man person in the villa. Because like I said, it's giving lover girl, and I feel like her being a lover girl, she might be played, and I feel like we're going to see some arguments from that. And I'm interested to see it. Then we have Nick. Nick is a bit of an airhead. I'm still in two minds whether I find him entertaining or not, because sometimes he does things where I'm just like, oh, maybe you're not so boring. So I would say I'm indifferent about Nick. Then we have belle-a. Get thrown off by how her name is spelled. We have Bella. She's from Hawaii, and she's another one who seems to be moving very cautiously. It seems like, she's not trying to be embarrassed on TV. She's not trying to get played out here. She's not kissing people. And you know what? I respect it, but I fear she could be boring. I feel like she is team furniture, but we'll see. And then we have two new bombshells at the end of the episode. First one is Charlie. We have our resident Brit. That seems to be a staple now. They're importing the Brits. And it seems like he's like a Miguel dupe. I wouldn't be surprised if they knew each other. We haven't seen the bombshells enough for me to make really a proper judgment. I guess I'll see on the next episode. But I guess he's coming in to be a bombshell, steal people's women. Let's see it. And then we have Sierra. She seems like fun. She seems like she's here for a good time. I don't think she's afraid to step on toes. So I'm interested to see whose toes she steps on in the next episode. But I gotta hear from you guys. What are your impressions of this year's cast? Do we think we're in for a good season? I'm gonna hear from you guys.